Hello, I'm Luke Jackson from Jackson's Nurseries, and I'm going to talk about how to plant, grow and care for roses in your garden. They aren't always the easiest plants to grow, but following a few simple care principles will get them off to a great start. Roses prefer a spot in full sun with plenty of their own space, so avoid planting them in locations where they'll be in competition with tree roots or other plants. They've got a long taproot system, so you want to choose a location with a deep soil too. Roses prefer a well-drained soil and they're heavy feeders, so if you don't have a humus-rich soil, incorporate plenty of well-rotted garden compost or manure and maybe some rose feed when planting. Containerised roses can be planted at any time of the year, providing the ground isn't frozen, waterlogged or very dry. Sometime during the dormant period between November and March often works well. If the conditions aren't suitable when you take delivery of your plants, store them in an unheated outbuilding, keeping the compost moist but not soggy. Bare root roses are available between November and March and should be planted as soon as you take delivery to prevent them from drying out. If the conditions aren't suitable, heel them in by digging an angled trench, placing the roots inside and covering them with garden soil. Before you think about planting, make sure you've got a good pair of gardening gloves. Cuts from roses' sharp thorns come keen, so you don't want to plant without them. The first step is to prepare the ground by double digging.
Double digging essentially means breaking up the soil to a depth of 2 spade lengths. Starting at one end of your planting area, dig a trench 1 spade's width wide and 1 spade's length deep, putting the dug soil into a wheelbarrow. Once complete, break up the soil further below to a 2nd spade's depth using a fork. Then move on to the next spade width strip of ground and do the same again, putting the dug soil into the first trench you created. Repeat the process until you reach the end of the final strip of your planting ground and fill the final strip using the soil from your wheelbarrow.
Dig your planting hole comfortably wide enough to accommodate the roots and to a depth so that the graft will rest at ground level. The graft is the point where the stems bulge out at the base. If you're growing multiple roses in groups, space them apart at least the same distance as their eventual spread. As I've got a clay soil here, I'm going to mix it together with plenty of well-rotted manure and horticultural grit to improve the drainage. Use a bamboo cane to check the planting depth. Again, you're looking for the graft, that's the bulge at the base of the shoots, to rest at ground level. If your rose is sitting too deep, add some soil back to your planting hole, and if it's sitting too high, dig a little bit more away. Once you're happy, backfill with your planting mix. Once you've finished backfilling, firm down the ground with your toe pointing towards the rose, so you're not pushing the rose into the ground, just firming the soil around it. Then give it a good, thorough water. Finish by mulching with a generous 5 cm or 2 inch layer of well-rotted garden compost or manure. This will help suppress weeds, preserve moisture and keep the roots cool. Make sure you leave a gap between the base of your rows and the mulch to prevent the risk of disease. For more information about roses or to order online for delivery to anywhere in the UK, please visit our website at www.jacksonsnurseries.co.uk. Thank you for listening.
If you found this video useful, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more gardening advice and how-to videos. Alternatively, you can watch some of the other videos from our collection.